What's good, you guys? It's your boy Pro Living coming at you guys live today. It is Wednesday, you guys, and I believe it is the 22nd. So, you guys, I just saw a little tweet on Twitter, obviously, that Tfue did apologize to Banks at some point in time on the low. I do feel that there's a lot of miscommunication between Tfue and FaZe Banks. If you guys aren't aware of what's going on in this whole drama that's going on between the FaZe clan and Tfue, I can shortly briefly describe it as saying that Tfue is looking for a bigger opportunity and was trying to throw FaZe clan underneath the table so they can at least push him away so he can do what he wants to do. He's trying to pretty much foreshadow the same thing that Ninja has gone into. As you know, Ninja is sponsored by Red Bull and is sponsored by a bunch of other companies that allow him to make millions beyond his cap that he's already in. But right now, I feel like Tfue has finally hit that cap in terms of like YouTube and Twitch and all these other little small businesses in terms of like revenue based. He's trying to get into huge sponsorships so he can at least portray a higher sense of income in the near future. I have a huge thing to say about this whole situation. First off, I feel like Tfue's in the wrong initially because, like Banks said, like as a friend and as someone who considered him as family, I feel like Tfue really did Banks so wrong. So many of us in this smaller streamer industry, as well as to YouTube content creators who want to come up, would absolutely kill for an opportunity like this. Obviously, we all have our perks. Obviously, we're all different in every aspect, and we all have something that we can bring to the table. Tfue obviously was a Fortnite magician. You know, he just like his expectations in Fortnite were beyond realistic. So he's one of a kind. And in Fortnite, obviously, in terms of multi-platform stuff, I don't think he's that. Ninja, other people have obviously taken over those platforms. Like, I'm a big fan of Dota 2 and other things like that, and also World of Warcraft's coming out pretty soon, so I'm pretty excited for the new original version of it to re-establish itself into the gaming industry again. But back to the whole Banks and Tfue argument, I do believe Tfue has probably already said his apologies towards Banks. Banks is definitely hurt, and I feel like Banks is regretful for a lot of things that he has helped Tfue out with throughout this whole little like spike of like, you know, income that he's had in terms of viewerships, sponsorships, and so on. Yes, FaZe Clan does deny him a lot of sponsorships from different companies that allow him to make more money. But at the same time, I feel like FaZe Clan has not only showed him how much clout he can also get, but as well as showed him a path that allows him to get more money in the long term as well. FaZe Banks has showed him exactly what took me several months in a matter of a month, I feel like. In terms of making your thumbnails for YouTube, that's its own thing. It's so hard sometimes because the resolution needs to be on point, and obviously YouTube has limits to everything. Secondary is obviously investing into a proper camera. Investing into a proper camera nowadays is like finding, you know, a needle in a haystack. There's so many recommendations. You don't know what exactly you're getting into yourself into, and especially from a beginner standpoint like me, I can tell you everything about protein and nutritional value and working out, but I don't know a lick of anything when it comes to just cameras. And you know what? I finally invested into the G7X, probably one of the best cameras I've ever had in my life. Obviously, the best camera I've had in my life, probably. And you know, I also made my whole streaming like setups. Like, you know, it took me time to make all this stuff, but I didn't know any of it. And like Tfue, he probably didn't know any of this too. And you know what? It's very hesitant for someone of our nature who's coming up, who doesn't have that type of money to blow off, to invest into something like that. But luckily, Tfue had the support of the FaZe clan, as well as to one of the prime CEOs, and also like a godfather in a sense. Like, Banks is such a great individual. Took him under his wing, gave him all the utilities and like pretty much the essential equipment to make an everlasting profit. And I feel like Tfue was in the wrong 100%, you guys. I know a lot of you guys love Tfue, and I loved him too. Like, I can watch a stream all day and I wouldn't give a crack about anything else. And I'd be working and I still watch it. You know why? Because his skill is unbelievable. But when it comes to realistic views, Tfue owes Banks more than he's ever owed anyone in his life. Obviously his parents, yes, but that's a whole different category. When you're talking about money and income and all this stuff, Banks hit him from thousands to millions. Like, there's such a big fluctuation of money there. Obviously taxes come in and all this other stuff, but obviously FaZe Clan doesn't want to lose an individual like that. You know why? Because obviously it's not the amount that they're taking from him, but it's just like it's pretty much being able to represent through him as well. So I feel like Tfue is in the wrong, you guys, and you know, I do highly think that Tfue has probably already messaged FaZe Banks about everything and has probably told him, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong, I should have definitely come towards you first, you know, handle it, and then go outside of that, and told, you know, like told everybody that I'm suing you guys. And then, you know, obviously Banks would be more understanding and would be still with him as a friend and would understand his point of view about him trying to get more money from other sponsorships. Once more, you guys, this is all about sponsorships. I feel like this is all about sponsorships. The World Cup and everything, all these, like, the World Cup is going to be probably one of the biggest events besides the Soccer World Cup. You know why? Because there is so much money on the line, and on top of that, this is something that's never really occurred in that sense in terms of, like, a Battle Royale. It's occurred in, like, you know, I would say Dota 2, you know, CSGO and some other stuff, but not to this category. Like, the amount of money is ridiculous. Like, it's gonna be insane. So you guys, once more, I do think that Tfue's in the wrong. He's a great person, a great player, and most of all, he's just a great individual. Obviously, money can do a lot of things to people, and I feel like this is one of those situations where Tfue is overrun by money. I'm a big fan of you too, Tfue. Please do not hate on me. I'm obviously the little one. But Banks, I freaking adore you, dude. You're a great person, and your motivation, man. Like, you know, I obviously got my other stuff going, my 9-to-5 job and stuff, you know, but as you as an individual, you're living above a lot of this, like, ambition and, like, greed that's in YouTube and stuff, and I've seen it several times, time and again, and what people are willing to do for this type of money. Yeah, I you know, I don't hate on their grind, but you're one of those type of people. You're like a blessing. So you guys, make sure to take care of your blessings on that note. And second of all, make sure you guys respect the people that believe in you. Because there's not a lot of people that believe in us, you know. And you will know that through hard work and once you achieved your goals. Because once you achieve your goals, the amount of friends you really have declines to probably a handful of people. And if not that, the girls that are entwined with their glory are going to be the most belligerently shallow girls ever. So make sure you guys understand the people that have accepted you when you're small will always be there when you're large. But that doesn't mean that you can't improve what you have in your life. So make sure you guys take care of the people around you, and make sure, most of all, take care of the people that treat you like family and take care of you like family. Alright, you guys, on that note, I love you guys. Have a great day. This is Wednesday, you guys, and this is your boy Pro Living, so have a good mother trucking day.